Alrighty, well I'm here with Mr. Monster Size Blowtorch. That's the head on the damn thing. No joke. It'll throw out an 80 centimetre flame, which is basically 4 inches short of a yard. But this is not about the blowtorch. This is about what I picked up today. I went into a little area in the bush, walked around a bit. It's near where there's an old rubbish tip basically that closed in the late 90s, but I can remember going to it in the mid 90s. And people have got a tendency to dump a bit of shit around in those areas, so I went out there to see if there was anything interesting or whatever, and walked through the bush a bit, try and get my shit leg going, and come across a prickly pear plant, cacti. Now these aren't such a trouble for me to pick up, generally speaking. Pluck a good one out here, because I've got so much damn calloused on my thumb, it doesn't matter. Sometimes the index finger gets a little bit poked, but all those little bits you can see there, those little grey looking lumps, are all well, prickles basically. But there's a way to get out of that and a way to eat these. Now these primarily are like about 80% seeds. The big bulbous part you can see on the bottom there, that's got a lot of seeds. The seeds are as hard as hell. You ain't going to swallow the seeds. If you try and chew them, you'll probably hurt your tooth or something. But there's ways and means to deal with these prickles, and I've been eating a few. And this is the way we do it. Turn on Mr. Blowtorch. There we go. Turn it down low there. Believe me, that is low, even though it's about 9 inches long. And you stick these in like that. Now what'll happen is you'll see where the little brown parts are, they sort of glow red for a few seconds as you're turning them around with your barbecue tongs, and then you grab the other end. You get the front pointy end, of which there is not a great amount of them up that end. Swirl it around. Now when you're done, you just keep going and get more and more. But I'll turn that off for a second. Now that's usually it. Well, this, oh gee, I went a bit full on with that one. You roast it a little bit, which basically means the skin goes a little bit roasted looking and a little bit limp. You don't intentionally roast it, it's just part of the deal of putting it through these, because these are fine to eat raw, not roasted, but it's just sort of a bit of a side effect. You end up roasting the skin trying to burn these off. Now, you'll see the little black dobs there. Instead, you can see one there, another one there, another one there, and you got sort of like a ring of them up this end, and they won't be spiky anymore. But what I generally do is you still try and rub them off with your finger, and they'll have, like, you know, you'll feel a little bit of fluffy shit sort of thing on your fingers. Try and rub them off, and then basically a little bowl of water here, and just give them a dip in the bowl of water, and sort of give your fingers a bit of a wipe too, you know, just rub them together to sort of clean them off. And then you can basically just bite straight into it, as I have with this one here. And your seeds are all in that end part, like I was saying before, up there. But then after that, you've got quite a bit of flesh in the remaining part. And I mean, I don't know if you're supposed to or not, but I'm pretty much eating skin at all. Skin's not that bad. You just got to be careful for the seeds. And then I got my other bucket here, which I've been spitting a few seeds into, and few of the ends and a bit of skin I've thrown in there. And that I'll probably just, you know, basically put in the bin later. In case you haven't noticed, I've got a very dodgy looking moustache at the moment. I got rid of my beard, so starting to get warmer days, and time for the beard to come off. They're actually a lot better than you're going to think they are going to be. In other words, you think, oh, this will be crap. Look at the red juice coming out of it there onto my finger. It's real sort of a pinky purple juice. The juice is, oh, there we go. Almost the same colour as the skin, but like lighter. Oh, that's because I sort of roasted it. Oh, there we go. She's all coming out the side. And a big ball of seeds at the end. I'll sort of chill them around a bit because there's a lot of stuff holding the seeds together. There's a bit of flesh in that, but God. Watch it, I'll spit them all over the laundry. You always get that one still in your teeth somewhere. And then we get the last bit and the skin's sort of thin enough. And of course, like I said, if you roast it, the skin sort of shrinks a bit, and then it's easy to slip the rest of the flesh out. But that's quite a not too bad source of getting a bit of vitamin C for peanuts, and nobody else wants them because they're all too worried about prickling their fingers, and everything's got to be, you know, beautiful, lemon, big, bulging, prickle-free existence. You know, and these people just ignore them, and I've got far more that I'm going to eat, and yet I've still only got half of this small plant, and there's, in some areas of this country, it's considered a weed. It was considered a serious weed in Queensland, and my uncle sort of considered a weed in my state, but you don't really see it that much, but my uncle had like, two really quite large plants of it, and it's sort of, it's all the wrong climate to be growing a desert plant down here, but for whatever reason, they grow flipping gangbusters, and they're always covered in fruit and whatever. Yeah, and they're here and there, but nobody ever likes to eat the fruit and all that. They're too busy paying money for imported Californian oranges that are probably subsidised by the US government while undercutting the local orange producers. And at the end of the day, they're you know, probably paying a pretty decent price and all that stuff. The cost of food here is just getting spastic. It's hard to justify. You know, why should I pay $5 for a goddamn cabbage? And then you think, oh, look at this, you know, here's something, what's this here? Oh, $4 for half a cabbage, you know, and then it's creeping up to $6 for a cabbage. And it's just, things are just bullshit price-wise these days. So there's nothing wrong with nabbing a few plums, of which I'm never short, and figs, of which I've got over there, and the almonds are shit, but apparently when my dad was a kid they were right. And there's another place I know I can get pears from. Oh, and blackberries. There's a whole big region around a certain river that I go to that nobody ever touches, and I come back with so many blackberries in bags, and ones I've eaten to the point I just about eat them to the point I'm going to be sick, you know. And yet, nobody gives a shit, you know. They're also classified as a weed. And, yeah, ones I've got in my place don't seem to grow, but, yeah. And then, of course, there's the old substitute goji berry, of which there's no shortage of around here. Anyway, it's just saving a few dollars and eating some good fruit.